The nearly catastrophic flooding at the Hyperion Water Reclamation Plant, which led to a sewage spill that closed South Bay beaches for several days last week, has left the facility operating at less than full capacity and requires repairs that could take more than a month, Los Angeles sanitation officials said this week. Those repairs have led to a stench emanating from the plant, adding another concern for residents, who had already questioned why it took most of a day before the public at large was notified about the 17 million gallons of sewage elevating bacteria in the ocean to unhealthy levels. About a dozen of those residents protested in front of Hyperion, near El Segundo, on Thursday, July 22, the organizer of which said her child swam in the ocean within hours of the spill and heard others complain about the odor making them sick. Hyperion officials, meanwhile, said this week that they alerted the State Office of Emergency Services to the July 11 spill around 8 p.m. That day, about an hour after the sewage began flowing into the ocean from a 1-mile outfall. In doing so, Hyperion officials effectively placed blame on the Los Angeles County Department of Public Health for failing to notify beachgoers earlier. The county health department, in turn, said in a statement that it took time to assess the seriousness of the spill, delaying when it could make an appropriate announcement. The revelations this week shed further light on how serious the incident was, but also how much worse it could have been if the entire plant, which handles 260 million gallons of waste per day from around LA County, shut down or workers had failed to stop the flooding. LA Sanitation and Environment, the city agency that operates the plant, described its workers' efforts as tantamount to preventing a major environmental crisis. They put up a valiant struggle to save Hyperion and the Santa Monica Bay during the emergency overflow discharge, the department said in a Wednesday, July 21 statement. Their heroic efforts averted a much larger catastrophe and limited the discharge of untreated wastewater to 17 million gallons, which is a small fraction of the 260 million gallons per day that could have polluted Santa Monica Bay for days on end. The Hyperion plant, which opened in 1894 and has been expanded and improved multiple times over the decades, is LA's oldest and largest wastewater treatment facility. It is part of a massive network that takes raw sewage from its source, such as the waste from toilets, through the 700 miles of piping the sanitation department manages, to Hyperion for treatment and then, finally, the Santa Monica Bay. LA Sanitation and Environment manages wastewater for Southern California's most populous city, with about 4 million residents, and about 30 other cities it contracts with, from Beverly Hills to Culver City, Executive Plant Manager Timeyin Dafeta told the Southern California News Group last week.